I feel more comfortable with this. Whatever I just tried is not it. Oh, that's awful. Please hold. Okay, yes. This is the regular one. Okay. It was still pulling up the old one. Because it is gonna show as an option to watch, so I'm trying to actually delete it as we speak. Or make it private. There we go. Okay, so you should not be able to see that one anymore. Okay. Welcome back. Oh yeah, that was a whole lot of. We'll have to work on that again when nobody's on because it worked the other night, so it's so weird. Probably because all the planets and stuff didn't start retrograding and stuff again, so maybe that's why. It's great. Every time I think I'm about to get somewhere in life, then the planets start planeting. The good old universe. Okay. Oh no, are we still in retrograde? So Mercury's over. Mercury retrograde is over. However, Mars is now in retrograde through January 23rd, January 12th. So it's doing its own thing right now. So yeah, the planets are always moving. Something's always in retrograde. Something is always shifting. Um, sorry, let me. Yeah, something's always moving and shifting, and you can feel the energies when they get heavier or lighter. When you're feeling more into actually like manifesting or actually like seeing things happen or seeing things not happen, a lot of chaos, stuff like that. So it is happening. Okay. Okay. I'll tell my sister that I'm back on because she likes to watch. So yeah, so I will have to try that. We'll have to try that like when nobody's on, like at a later time, so that I can figure out how to make it work. It kept saying like my internet was going out, but I have like all of the bars on the thing, so I don't know what happened there. But I appreciate you participating and coming on and being on video. I did make it private so nobody can see it. Because they're probably like, what kind of show is this? I'm just trying to put it together here. We're just trying. Oh, the universe is going to send me somebody who can help me do all this stuff. But in the meantime, my job is to just keep talking. So, how's your week been? Anything interesting going on outside of the regular? That was deep, girl. I'm going to go back and watch it so I can see. I'm telling you, when I did it, Like the other day, I did like 5 videos. Like I was like test person. I was coming in, I was doing the videos, I rewatched them. Everything worked fine. Like I would just knew today was gonna go awesome because that's what I was putting out there into the world. That's not at all what we got, but that's all good. Hold on. Love Canada Dry. Yeah, so there's a lot going on this week, all over for sure. This was a crazy week. This week. Yeah. Mm. I have a lot to say about a lot of things, but right now it tells me to just be quiet and to wait. So I'm just doing a lot of reading and a lot of researching and a lot of going in and trying to find what is true for me and what is meaning for me. Every time I try to see the comments, just body pains, which is a bit much, but I think it has something to do with my inner energies moving. That could be. That could be. There's I guess they're calling it like a veil kind of being lifted between the physical and the spiritual realm. So a lot of people are feeling like tired or aches in their bodies, kind of not really wanting to eat or kind of overeating, depending, just because as things are shifting and moving right now. So that could really is a real thing. So you just have to be paying attention to your body to know what it needs. It's a time to really slow down and to take things a little bit easy and just, again, observe. I think I said that in like a video like a month ago, to just really pay attention because a lot of things coming out and being exposed, and we're becoming aware of a lot of things in the physical world, but then also spiritually as well. Things are really starting to take shift, and we're getting to see that as well. If you're paying attention, you can see a lot of people are growing right now. A lot of people are, oh my gosh, I just keep yawning. Taking time to themselves. They're pulling back from a lot of people, a lot of spaces. Some people are going a lot harder with their speaking and with where they're at right now. And everyone's journey looks very different. Everyone's purpose and what they're intended to do is going to be very different. And so for each person right now is a different space, and being able to tap in to know exactly like what part you should be doing right now is going to be key. And so for some people, your body is giving off that energy or that feeling to let you know, hey, we're shifting just a little bit here. So yeah. I agree. Yeah, it's a lot going on. It's a lot in the news. It's a lot on social media. It is a lot. Um, it's just a lot all over that's happening. And yeah, things are changing for us here in the physical, and they've been changing in a spiritual sense. So a lot of people have been feeling it, but now you're starting to see some of the changes that are happening in the world on a physical, in the physical realm, in the physical world, and it's kind of heavy to see it. It's kind of different because you're just kind of like, what is happening? Like it's like a whole new world is developing right before our very eyes. So yeah, I yeah. Again, I hope that people got out and voted, or that you're going to vote next week. I did vote today when I got off work. I had to do early voting. Um, And I hope you vote for people who align with what you want to see in your community and what you want to see in the world. So, whatever that looks like. Um, and that you vote for or against policies, amendment, things that you want to see or not see that you feel like are going to help or not help. I just hope that you do your research and really pick and vote based off what you'd like to see and not based off what everyone else is doing or what's always been done, but really being able to decide for yourself, this person aligns, or I like that policy because I can see it. And there's nothing wrong with liking something or liking someone and then deciding in a couple years that nope, that doesn't work. I want to do something different. I want something different. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know why people get so caught up in like, you don't have to pick somebody and then let them stay in office for 18 million years. If you don't like them, like, vote them out. That's how you get shit done. You don't let the same people keep running something into the ground just because they're on one side of the fence or not. I agree with some people on one side and I agree with other people on the other side. I personally don't see why it can't work. If you pick everybody who thinks the same, then the whole world's going to be the same. If you get some people who see things a little bit differently, but they both can, well, that does make sense on that side. And actually, over here for this, I think that makes sense. Let's put it all together. We might actually get somewhere. So I would say get creative, do your research, and let your voice be heard. I know people don't believe that voting really matters, but in where the world is headed and what we're trying to do, it very much so matters that you are getting out and picking somebody. So there's that coming up. Obviously, the tragic murder of Takeoff from the Migos this week was really sad, especially just because it was just so unnecessary. It was in Houston, which is really messed up too. But the violence and I think we just talked about it last week. Actually, on the live last week, we did. I was talking about like people dealing with conflict and learning how to communicate and deal with conflict because it leads to shit like that. It just leads to dumbness because people don't know how to use words, because people don't know how to deal with something that's different than their own, that makes them feel some type of way, that brings up some form of ego or some form of challenge for them. The answer is to start killing and shooting people. That's an internal problem. Right now, they are definitely talking about the music and the culture. And if it's a problem, I've been saying for quite a while that hip hop rap had taken a very different turn. I listen to a lot of old school rap still to this day because my brain waves can handle that, because I can discern from certain things. I don't listen to it all day, every day anymore, like back when I was 20, because my brain can't take it. I'll be like, what the world? Like, I can feel like, oh, that's a little too much. Because it is really real what we put into our minds and how much information and what information we're feeding it. And on a constant day-to-day basis, if you're listening to the same exact things and watching the same exact things on TV, it's going to get soaked into your subconscious mind. And when your body and you are moving and operating, you are operating at a subconscious level. You're just unconsciously doing stuff. You ever been driving in traffic and then you just look up like, was that light green? How did I make it home? Like, you don't even remember driving because your body just does it naturally because you do it so much. It's the same thing with the music. So I do agree that the lifestyle that has been set up in the hip hop Black community is detrimental to us as a people, and it's detrimental to what just being able to live freely and to be able to really enjoy all that life has to offer. It really does put that at risk. So, um, I get people need to make money, and people need to survive and feed their families and all of those things and all of that. But it's just now that's all we really know. And even people who didn't grow up in that lifestyle want to be a part of that lifestyle, want to rap about that lifestyle, even though they don't know anything about it, like want to be a part so bad. And it's really sad because innocent people who are really trying to do good and do right and trying to help people and just trying to live their best life, stay out the way, always the people who get caught. So I was very um, sad to see. I do think some changes are happening and coming just all over. Um, but we can't change the world until we start looking at ourselves in the mirror and holding ourselves accountable and holding the people around us accountable um, as well. It takes that to change any situation. So, I don't think so. I think he was in Atlanta still. I think he lived in Atlanta, but I could be wrong. I don't know a lot about the Migos. I definitely didn't know a lot about Takeoff. Um, so I don't know. Um, I believe people were saying his mom was here. I don't know if she was visiting or if she lives here. I don't know. I don't really know a lot about them. Obviously, I know a little bit about Offset because he's married to Cardi B. Otherwise, I don't know. And yeah, whatever they put in the news is all I really can tell you. I just know that it's really messed up. Anytime any of these rappers and people who are trying to make it and live their best lives end up dead at the hands of violence that could have been avoided altogether. It's really a messed up thing. Like the idea of like dying at an old age was like out the window for like it's just it's wild. Like that's not even something even people are even thinking about. Like I would like to die at an old age. I don't want to die at, I think back in the day they would say like I wasn't supposed to make it to 25 or something, and then they make it to 25 and everybody's like, "Yay." And now people are dying between 25 and 30. Or 21 back in the day, then they started making it to 25, and now we're in a space where people are dying between 25 and 30. Like we're not our men are not even making it to see 30. And if we really don't live to be 100 anymore, and most people don't really live to be about 90, if you live to be somewhere between like 60 and 70, 30 is like midlife. So there's that. We think we have so much time all the time. But if you really put it into perspective, I mean, we do have a lot of time. But on the structure that has been set up and designed for us, in the physical, we're not living to be 100 anymore. Life expectancies is somewhere between like 60 and 70. And if that's the case, then your middle age, like middle age life would be in your 30s. So really should be living our best lives, really should be out here trying to be all that we can be and be the best that we can be and leave our mark on the world because we're all here for a reason. We're all here at this time for a reason. We all bring something to the table. We're all supposed to be learning something and sharing and growing with one another and changing the way the world will be. The world has evolved since the beginning of mankind. Um, the world has evolved all around in all aspects, from technology to the way we do things to all kinds of stuff. And that's because each generation and each set of people have brought something that they have left that has carried on to the next generation. And it's our turn, as we are alive now, to do the exact same thing to help build a future, a better future that's evolving for the kids and the grandkids and the generations to come. Um, and the world is going to just continue to keep evolving. It is more so what's it going to evolve into. And if one community is focused on building and gaining wealth and making laws and holding positions of power, and another community is focused on how many likes they can get and how they can prove that they are whoever they say they are all the time, then the future will look like that. It will reflect those choices and those decisions. So we all have an opportunity to change the world, and we start by doing that with ourselves. And by getting knowledge and learning and growing and on a daily basis. Yes, every day it is our duty to live our best, live it up. Yeah, we are now those teachers. Life is evolving. We are the teachers. Yeah, we are the ones that the kids are going to look up to and that we should be guiding. And eventually, our time will come to leave the earth and we will turn into ancestors and be guiding from a different space and looking over those kids and those people as they navigate their turn on the planet. So, yeah, it's all real deep and heavy stuff. There's a lot of heavy energy going on. I've seen so many stories that were just so sad over the last week, last 2 weeks of just people dying and just here today, gone today, literally. The TikTok challenges that have taken these young kids' lives is ridiculous. I'm gonna just call it out. It's ridiculous. It's really sad. It really is. Of course, there were just all kinds of shootings and killings back home where I'm from. It seems like every time I look on the news or on social media, it's just RIP all the way down it back home, which is really sad. Um, so yeah, things are just really different. Obviously, if you're on social media, there's you can't miss it because they're talking about it. So we're not going to gloss over it like I haven't seen it since I'm talking about everything else. Of course, there is the Kanye West controversy, along with right now, Kanye's kind of out of it a bit. Now the attention has turned to Kyrie Irving. So there's that's going on, and people are being very vocal and very outspoken about where they stand and what's really going on and what is this and what is that. So that's been interesting this week. I'm not going to go into full detail on that. If you haven't seen it, what's going on, maybe take a look if you want. If not, no big deal. Everybody has a mission. Everybody has a purpose. And there are certain people who have been given certain messages and certain information who are going to share things that sound ludicrous to some people, but it's their truth. It's what they know that they've been called or told to do. And some of them are learning stuff and realizing, oh, that wasn't right, and having to apologize. That happens as you're learning and growing. So it's just a lot of stuff happening. A lot of laws and liberties kind of being questioned, and what's real and what's not, and what can you do, what can't you do, what can you say, what can't you say, and where's the line to be drawn, and just a lot of things. I definitely, for one, had to go and do some research because I didn't know what some of the stuff was, even that was even going on. I was like, what are we talking about? What's happening? Um, so I had to go and look a little bit, which for me, if you know me, then you know that I go into like the rabbit hole. Like I always keep going and going and going and going and going and going. Yeah. So um, it's just a lot of stuff happening right now. Just a lot of different things, different moving parts and pieces. So it's just really a good time to get in tune with yourself, to really be focused on, who you are as a person, and, you know, serving out your purpose, because it takes all of us to serve our purpose, to make sure that the next person gets to serve their purpose. And it's a trickle effect that we're all connected. It's all connected, from astrology to religion to races to people to souls to the universe to God. It's all connected. It's all connected. It's not separate. It's all connected. So it's determining where you fall into all of that. Yeah. So, yeah, I would say it's been a different kind of week for sure. And I'm just trying to stay out of the way. I'm just trying to stay out of the way. Um, Doing some reading, obviously. Um, Ordered some books. Um, some documentaries. Just, just trying to expand my mind. I mean, I like to learn, because everything I learn, I like to share with people. I believe I was sent here to be a teacher, to teach, to coach. And so I'm always learning, and then I'm always sharing it with people. And it just comes naturally to me. So that is what I'm on this week, this Good Friday. Got some pretty exciting stuff going on tomorrow that I'm going to be a part of, which you guys will see after it's all done. And then, what else? That's pretty much it. I didn't really have a whole lot for this week. Just really, with everything that's going on, is just to provide some type of motivation or encouragement, that if you're not sure what is happening in your life or what is going on, but you feel energies, or you feel like, whoa, what, we're all feeling it. It is a part of what's happening right now. Keep doing what you feel comfortable in doing, asking questions, following the questions, accepting, being open to receive answers to your questions, being open minded, trusting that it's all part of the process for you to be going through what you're going through, to get the information that you're getting right now, to hear the things you're hearing. Some of the stuff may not make any sense today, but trust that at some point it will. It's kind of like when you were a kid and your parents told you something and you were like, what? That don't even make sense. What are you talking about? And then you became like an adult, or you were in some situation, and immediately that thought, random, how random, right? It immediately comes to your head, something that you heard that your parents said, and you're like, oh, that's what they meant. Or, oh, that's for right now. That it's the same thing. Some stuff we're going to be getting and hearing, and you were going to be like, what does that mean? I don't even know what that is. And it may not be for right now, but trust that it will be revealed to you in a way that you can understand it. The universe does that to me quite often. I will get some information. I'm like, what? Huh? That can't be right. That can't be real. What? If you sit on it long enough, the universe then start like, I'd be meeting people who be talking about the same stuff, and I'd be like, wait a minute. Okay. and then, or a show will pop up, or a piece of an article, something where it ties in whatever I had heard back then will tie into today. And then the next piece for me is, okay, now that I have this information, what do I do with it? And that's where I'm at right now, is where do I do with a lot of this information that I have and that I'm getting? Like, what's the point of it? What do I do with it? So if you are in that space, just trust that it is all going to work out. It's all going to reveal itself. You're not alone. It's a crazy place to be right now. I'm super grateful to be alive during this time in humanity, in mankind. I am excited. It's a big responsibility, but I think it's great. So hopefully you are too, and hopefully you are believing that your time is going to come, and that everything you're wanting, everything you've been questioning, the answers are going to come. It's all going to make sense, and we're going to get to live the best parts of our lives that we can. And we're doing it now. Like, we should be living and being grateful and recognizing how blessed we are right now, as we're getting to the next levels to get to where we really want to be. Because it really is a blessing, although everything looks like mayhem right now and every other day. It's truly a blessing to have even been chosen, to even have decided to come down to earth during this time. So, well, that is all I have for this Friday. I actually am quite tired. As you can tell, I keep yawning. And I need to actually go and clean my kitchen because it's actually not clean. And that drives me nuts. I feel like I can't even focus. But I hope that you have a great weekend. I appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you, Shay, for joining earlier and trying to help me out as I'm trying to figure this whole video thing out so we can like really, really chat. I keep trying, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I guess the universe telling me, hold on, girl, hold on. So I'm hold on. Just stick to what I know. And I enjoyed the comments. Thank you for commenting. I think it's just you and me tonight, girl. Can you just me and you? We could have just got on the phone for this. No, but definitely I'll post it. It may be some words of encouragement to somebody else who may need to hear it. Because there is a lot that's going on and a lot of people are feeling it, and it just is what it is. And sometimes that's just where we are, and we have to learn how to go through life and ride the waves and sail when we can sail and go through the storm and shift and all of that as we need to. So I'm super grateful for you. I'm super grateful for all of you who continue to tune in and watch Chatting with C and the comments that are still going up. Yes, so let's keep it going. Continue to send your questions in. If you have some that you want me to discuss live or that you want me to email you, I think I have caught up to everybody's emails. But if you have something, let me know. Otherwise, have a great and awesome weekend, and know that you are worthy. You are here for a reason. It was designed this way. Have a good night.